Welcome back to the Sice Room, where DMV culture, politics, and hip hop collide. I'm your host, Trey Five, and tonight we got another action-packed lineup of discussion. From Maryland's controversial tax proposal to ASAP Rocky's felony scandal to the breaking political scandal that's in DC. That's just the start. We're also breaking down Trump's executive orders again, Maryland's Transgender Sports Bill, and ending with a deep dive into the shocking DC plane crash that has everybody talking nationwide. So let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with something that got Maryland residents heated. Governor Westmore has proposed a whopping 75% tax increase on digital advertising from companies like Amazon and food delivery services such as Uber Eats and DoorDash. His reasoning is the state needs more revenue for public education and infrastructure. But critics are calling it an excessive tax that will make life harder on residents and the working class. So, panel, is this tax increase a necessary step, or is any tax increase in your state a necessary step for its economy, or is this one of them financial ploys political figures play in order to control commerce?
Peace, y'all. So, to be honest, when you said residents, it got me thinking, like, is this really affecting all residents? Or is it really just affecting the low income residents and like you said, the working class? Because I feel like on the wealthy residents and the higher income residents, it's just like a irritation. It's like it's gonna push them out to maybe move to Virginia where they're not going to have this type of problem, or moving them into DC where they're not going to have this type of problem. So when he put this in order, this is following up a bill that was declined. It was like a 50 cent delivery tax or something. I think it was in like 2023. But this is following up that, and I just feel like he's being used as a puppet in a sense for something that they're trying to push on a higher scale. And I feel like it's heading into a direction where people are not going to want to, bring him back in office if he's going to keep doing these things, and they're not seeing a return with their the taxpayers. They're not seeing their return with their investment, and they're not seeing these schools getting built up, or the metro station getting fixed, or all of these things that tie into what they're paying for.
Oh my God. I get tired of hearing these kinds of things. I think what's interesting about this is that taxes you really should be more so put on higher earners versus people who don't earn as much money. So when taxes are being put on people who don't earn as much money, then obviously there's going to cause some instability there, and there's going to cause some friction there. So that's just my opinion.
Yes, it is an invasion on the tax, but I'm gonna go back to what I always say is we don't supposed to be there anyways. We need to start doing for ourselves anyways. I feel like things like this that is happening is letting us know that they don't want our money. they want to overcharge us. They don't want our money, because when you think about it, when we think about something that you can't afford or that's getting to be too much, you're like, look, I can't get it. So they don't want your money, period. So go ahead and spend it where your money is appreciated and it'll be comfortable. The finances will fluctuate within the community instead of in these big corporations. They're telling you they don't care. They just want your money. They ask it for too much. We just have to switch the narrative. But I feel like all of this, again, is good things. They're kind of crazy, but it's good things to shift in a change that's very much necessary. So tax invasion, and it's not good, but I think it's a silver lining in all of this.
So I want to touch back on what Gamoda said for real. Cause as far as people moving into different states like Virginia and just moving around trying to figure it out, I think it really comes back down to what Trey Five was saying with the whole question, and it really comes down to the answer of now it's a war right now. everywhere. It's been a war. It's been a war since the pandemic. You feel me? And a lot of people just let things go back. Can't wait to get back outside. Everybody wanted to be outside, right? But now Trump back in office, and he letting you know, look, it's every man for themselves. So me as the president, I got a whole supremacy that I got to take care of on a whole different jurisdiction. I don't care about state right now. I care about the things that I got to take care of, like the military. I care about the things I got to take care of, like war and all this crazy shit that Joe Biden wasn't taking care of. So now it's like, states, you on your own. He like, fuck that nonprofit money. Fuck all that people that's trying to benefit certain crowds and people with the sob stories. Like, all that shit is over with. The money need to go where the money need to be, because it's a shortage on everything right now. So he want his team to be right and exact. He don't care about nothing else. And that's why we got to do the same thing. You know, I ain't gonna speak too much on that. Tap whoever in.
To build more on what Z was talking about and HB was talking about, I feel like these things are happening so that our eyes can be, open. It's literally being shed on with the light, because it was in the darkness for so long, and the people who knew about it, they knew. The people who didn't, they just becoming aware of it, and it's becoming a surprise. But now they're becoming aware of it. It's something that we have to act on. And this is just showing us that, like Z said, we have to put our money where our mouth is. We have to put our money back into the community. If we saying that we, want to support our people, we got to support our people, because Amazon don't give a fuck about your $5 donation to whatever you want to buy. They're not giving a fuck about your membership. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, prices is just going up. That's what's forgot to mention. Like, on top of the taxes, the prices already have went up. Like, things are not the same. Amazon used to be affordable. You used to be able to get it fast. Now the prices went up and it takes days to get it. And now you're getting taxed extra. Like, it's crazy, but it's okay though.
Amazon used to really get my money, because you could literally go up there, spend $7, something coming next day. Shit, if you order before 10 o'clock, that shit coming at 3 o'clock. Now it's just like, nah, not no more. Right. Ever since it's been about a year, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how long the change has happened, but it's been about a year and a half since I ain't been rocking with Amazon. I'm talking about, like, every day I was buying, like, they was getting anything I wanted. When you have a thought in your head, I'm like, oh, let me order, because I know it's gonna come by 2 o'clock. Shit. But not no more.
And to be more specific on this topic, this is a 2026 budget proposal. So these are things that he's planning on and trying to get in action for next year. So taking this knowledge that we have and applying it this year, and then getting ourselves ready for it, that's what we really need to do. Like, this is something that, like, when they were talking about Project 2025, they just thought that this was like some playful thing. Like, nah, you need to take everything that they say seriously. They put
it. I agree. And like, what's crazy to me, why I be just sitting back, just chilling through all of this, like, I'm not stressed through any of this, because my plans I had set and like started developing, that just came together. It started last year, and I'm just been like, now and it was times I knew what time to start it too. It was like, start on this time, start at this time. So everything, I'm just moving on schedule. But like, I'm sitting here looking at all this stuff from even the stuff we're getting on Amazon. We need to be mindful of the products that we're buying, because it's toxic as hell. But I make my own products. Like, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's so many levels. Like, I'm just so far removed from all of this stuff, but I'm so happy that it's happening, because it's making a shift that's necessary. It's making people uncomfortable, and when you're uncomfortable, it's gonna make you want to make a shift, because nobody wants to be uncomfortable. So I feel like, oh my gosh, it's like, it sucks that it has to be this kind of way, but shit, it's necessary.
But
and when we
gotta
make
be some
this
kind of
shift,
way,
the
right,
money
Z?
will go into our own pockets. Our own pockets. We have a whole, like that's one thing, like, I'm so glad, like, within my city, my community, my friends, whatever, my friend circle, we all are creative. So we can all get from each other, like, all kinds of stuff, from products to food to gyms to self-care to all the services we could get within our community. So if shit hit the fans and we don't have money, we could all within our community supply a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of services, a whole bunch of things. But like the shifts that's happening right now is forcing everybody to just be mindful that you really do have to fend for yourself. You have to make things make sense and don't be depending on anything or anyone that that's present right now. You got to depend on yourself and source, period, and your community.
I really
So
love that
that's actually
because
true.
I realize that our dollar doesn't circulate like every other dollar within other communities, right? Like our dollar circulates once, where everyone else's dollar is circulating 4 and 5 different times. So those are things that we need to take into consideration when we always are investing in everything but our own.
Coming to light is just a sign for us as a collective to come together, and it's forcing us. It's like when you and your sibling get into an argument and your parents lock y'all in a room and make y'all hash that shit out, find y'all different resources. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the universe is doing with the energy in the air, and everything that doesn't align with the true purpose of what we're here to do is just getting cast out. And we're seeing it. We're seeing everything that doesn't serve us get wiped out of our lives or out of our paths, or everything that's negative being put to the side or put right in front of you so that you can see it for what it is and then remove it from your life. Because if you don't remove it, it's going to get removed for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta make the choice to be aware.
Next up, we're talking about A$AP Rocky's legal battle. The rapper is currently on trial for felony assault in Los Angeles after allegedly firing a gun at his former friend, A$AP Rocky. Back in 2001, prosecutors say that there's surveillance footage and witnesses that support Rocky's claim. If convicted, Rocky could face up to 24 years behind bars. That's crazy. He rejected a plea deal that would have given him just 180 days. That's like a little bit over a half a year. And to add to more drama, Rihanna has been showing up to court, turning this into a media frenzy. So, panel, is A$AP Rocky being set up by a former friend, or is this a serious case of reckless behavior? And what role does Rihanna courtroom presence play in all of this?
Okay, so I think I don't like to get into speculations too much because I don't know, but I do think it could have been like a setup because for the fact that it to be like 180 days versus the 24 years, and to say that he's not going to take the deal, you're going to go into that with some kind of confidence. And then I'm also seeing now that there's rumors of it being a prop gun. So I don't know. And then as far as Rihanna going, I think it's just support, but she could be a little bit more discreet about it. I know she don't have to be so. No, she can't. It's only one spot. I feel like it's a support. So that's my take on it.
I think this case is a real stinker. Like seriously, and initially I was upset because I was like, dang, why he ain't just take the 180 days? But then when I started to look into the situation, it was like, well, if they're going to offer him, just like Z said, if they're going to offer 180 days, it's obvious that there is no case here and that there's obviously some waste of time being happening. And yeah, I just totally think that this case is, I mean, I think he's going to be all right. When you look at the odds of it all, because like she said, I read about it today. I read about the prop gun, no shell casings, different things like that. So you have to have evidence to commit someone for a crime or, convict someone of a crime, excuse me. So yeah, I think that was a little setup going on. And, maybe somebody was trying to get some coins and it didn't work out. And, now they're here and they're in all this mess. Now, as far as Rihanna is concerned, I don't think that, I mean, she's a big celebrity. I mean, all eyes are going to be on her regardless. And I just think that she is trying to be there to support him. I'm not sure if she's trying to bring negative attention. I don't think so. But, from the looks of it, like I said, I think he's in a good position because for them to even offer 180 days is diabolical work. So,
About this topic, I feel like A$AP is just at a status to where everybody's trying to come at his neck, whether it's legally or, violently or gossip wise. It's just a lot of things that them as a couple are dealing with. And I feel like this is just one of those instances where they see that he's, built a family, another black man, succeeding, another black man, getting what he deserves, or reaching his potential, his dreams, different things like that, superseding everybody's expectations of him. And I feel like this is another attempt to, bring another black man down and his family, disbanding his family, taking another black man from his children. So I feel like, it's a lot of things that tie into it that just have a bigger picture to it. So I feel like this is one of those cases.
So even with Relly getting on the stand, you think his friend Relly would get on the stand and commit what street suicide, career suicide, if Rocky didn't actually fire a shot at him?
I mean, they do anything for clout.
Man,
They get on a stand though, Sharif. Like niggas is getting on a stand for clout. Like I'm with y'all. I can't lie, y'all.
Do anything, man. We can't call it. That's all I'm saying. People will do anything when they're under duress. So I'm not sure. I'm not. Yeah.
When it
I'm not
happened,
sure. That's why I was like, speculation is hard to like just go. We really have to just watch this unravel and see what all comes out, because we weren't there and we're just going off of what's provided. But shoot, people do anything, so I wouldn't put it past nobody. I wouldn't put it past nobody, especially if they feel like they have a solid case. Like if somebody hyped them up, they're gonna do it. Somebody
I ain't
could
gonna
be
lie.
like,
I was with y'all with the like, damn, they trying to take Rock down. Like, you know what I'm saying? He finally got Riri, got a prep. Like, everything going good, like Moda was saying. And then when Shorty got on the stand, I was like, damn. Because I remember what happened. When it happened, I think it happened like around like a long time. It happened like 2 years ago, like around the Diddy shit. Like when certain things was going on, it was like, damn, Rocky getting locked up for like shooting at somebody or for a gun. I remember him having a raid and all of that. Because this ain't like new. This is like old.
wow.
So it's just the trial was surfacing. That's how how it go for them. They got big money. They got lawyers. Us, let me shoot at one of my friends, nigga. I'm going to trial in March.
See, but you just brought up the street code. You see what I'm saying? So even if something like that did go down, he shouldn't be up there talking about it. No way. It shouldn't be nothing like that going on. So
see, that's where I gotta play devil's advocate, because it's like at one standpoint, that behavior kills kids, that behavior kills people, that behavior kills people. I mean, like not just. I mean, I said that already, but that behavior, like, is the detriment of our community. So I never advocate snitching because I'm from the street, right? But what I do preach to civilians that now I'm not saying that y'all civilians, but this is just what I say to like civilians. I'd be like, I do look at civilians of how they can't preach snitching. You know what I'm saying? Because if Riley got shot at, if that was anybody's brother, or if that was y'all and y'all got shot at, and y'all got a famous cool friend who dragging their nuts on you to the point where they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they gonna shoot at you and you probably just at your wits end, I'll be trying to build up that premise. Cause I'm with you, Sharice. I ain't gonna lie. Me, even if I was Relly and my man ASAP dragged on me the whole time, and because his name is ASAP Relly. So clearly he's at concerts, he's at a lot of shit. So if I'm getting dragged on a long time, that me having that street code still not gonna let me be able to have that type of resentment to get on that stand. So when he got on that stand, I was like, damn, is he getting on that stand because he a coward? Or is he getting on that stand because he really believe like his life is in danger because he know his friend, he know the relationship him and his friend got and the power structure between him and his friend. And he'd be like, damn, it made me be like, damn, Rocky, did you really like shoot some shots off at your boy? Like, was you so in your bag, you know what I'm saying? That you got, and it's like, damn. Because I don't care what position Rocky in. If I'm in Rocky position, I'ma be the bitch ass nigga. My man, they were showing text messages and shit. My man gonna threaten me in text. He's gonna expose me on the gram. I'm gonna be all the bitch ass niggas in the world that he want me to be. Cause we over here happy, flourishing, you know what I'm saying? Prospering. So with Shorty getting on the stand, it just made me be like, damn. Street niggas gonna be like, damn, Rocky really a street nigga. I'm gonna be looking at it like, damn, Rocky, did you really throw everything away to show your boy who you grew up with that you was still tough? Nigga, what the fuck drugs is you on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
LSD.
yeah, like it's just like I just want to make sure I show that I don't want to like I'm not advocating for Relly being no rat on the stand. I'm not advocating for Rocky, overplaying his power, trying, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't shoot the nigga, clearly. Relly ain't on the stand saying he got shot. He's saying the nigga shot in the air, shot at him, some type of skid tactic, goofy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That rich niggas, that niggas in power do when they don't want to go the whole way. They just want to do it like, I'm tough. And I'm like, damn, Rocky, did you get caught up in that? Or is your man just such a vicious fucking hater that he's trying to bring your empire? So that's the dilemma that I'm battling with, y'all, honestly. I don't know neither one of them niggas enough. I'm just going to let the law, do certain headlines with they catch my, attention, let that shit play out. But y'all seem like, based off y'all interpretations, y'all advocating for Rocky. Like, there's no way that he flashed out.
Oh, I'm not saying that he didn't flash out. I'm not saying that.
Yes.
I think that you made a good point when you said like they get to a certain level of celebrity, and a lot of them can't leave the hood tactics and the hood mentality alone. And I completely 100% agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I just understand, how things work, and usually in that type of context, it doesn't work the way that it's happening now, even down to just even being offered 180 days, like just take this and or whatever. So even the idea of him believing, or his counsel believing that he could win this case, you know what I mean, it's up in the air for me, you know what I mean. So
On
even if
top of that,
it
That's
happened,
normal in our society, though, Sharice. We take pleas.
on
yeah,
top of that 180 days, on top of that 180 days, it was going to be a 7-year suspended sentence and a 3-year
Probational period.
probation period. So yeah, that's definitely something that you got to take into account.
yeah,
But like I said, I feel like all of this is like something smaller into a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something behind the scenes that we don't know about that's happening, and this is just like a little speck a little speck on a shirt or something like that. You know?
I hope a lot of artists look at this situation on the outside looking in, reevaluate their circles. There've been a lot of people from cast to like a lot of like artists that went down in certain type of situations with gang affiliations, certain type of shit. So we're just like, man, I hope they like really take accountable to people they around. Even with my man Jimmy, I know y'all see him and Cam going through that shit. Jimmy extra rapping on the gang shit where it's like, damn, Brody, you coming from recorded phone calls. You coming from implications of niggas trying to make you a gang leader. Like, I don't know if like flexing with Cam right now to prove that you the big dog in Harlem. Like, I just be like the bigger picture, B. I just promoted the song because that's my nigga. I fuck with both. I fuck with the set. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't have a dog in that fight. But when I'm from the street, so I look at Jimmy like, damn, at what point are you going to stretch your street power to flex on Cam? To me, you might re-implicate yourself in some shit, Brody. Like, after being on wiretaps and recordings and any part of that 6ix9ine shit, man, I love Harlem, but Harlem probably wouldn't have seen me for a minute. That's my Sulin. Sulin probably wouldn't have seen me for a minute. Niggas know I love them, nigga. We still on calls and whatever the fuck, but it's like, I don't know, nigga. I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying? This whole shit don't fall down. So this rap shit tricky, man. It's a trap. Now let's talk about a major political shakeup in DC. The city council has been voted expelled, man. They expelled my good man Trayon White from being a council member, Ward 8 council member, over bribery and corruption allegations. White allegedly took thousands of dollars in kickbacks and misused campaign funds. But here's where it gets crazy. He says it's all a political hit job and he's being unfairly targeted and set up by the FBI. With White gone, Ward 8 is now without representation. And his supporters are calling this a power move by the establishment. Panel, is Trayon White guilty of corruption, or is this a classic case of the system trying to silence a black leader? What does this mean also for Ward 8 moving forward?
I really feel bad about this entire situation because, just obviously being from DC and like knowing everything that Southeast has been through for a very long time. It's really heartbreaking to see this kind of coming out the way that it is. I know this just happened today. And on my platform, I actually covered it and I read the entire case to my audience. And in my personal opinion, it did come off as if there was a form of a setup or some type of setup, in my opinion, whereas though they were sending people that he knew to him. And and they were doing these things. And like I said, you just can't take kickbacks. You have to be honest and upfront, and you have to do the right thing. Politics is a dirty game, and if they catch you doing something dirty, they on your ass. Period. That's just how it is. And I just hate that we as that's why I don't get involved with it usually, because it's just a hard game to play if you're not going to be clean when you do it. You know what I mean? So like there were even allegations that he wasn't even living in Ward 8 and different things like that. So it's a lot of different things that they could call him on. And so I don't want to say that, yes, a part of it is that they're trying to obviously bring him down, but they're not going to come after you unless they got something to come after you with. And whoever was the one telling or cooperating with the FBI, because that's what happened. Someone cooperated, and then they ended up getting that information, and that's how all of that stuff transpired and started coming out about the kickbacks and the photographs. I mean, they have photographs in the entire indictment of him actually taking money. So it's kind of like we can't really deny that. See, I thought that this would be like another Marion Barry type of situation, like in a way that he'd be able to redeem his political career. But I guess they decided no. So I don't like. I feel like it's partially that, but at the same time, he has to be held accountable somewhere along the lines of actually accepting money, because that's what they got him on, is accepting that money. So I just, like I said, I feel bad. I hate that this happened. And I wish them all well.
I feel like this is a good case of Murphy's Law. When something can go wrong and something is in the works of going wrong, it is going to go wrong. And when you're in a position of that type of power, especially in a small area like that, and you're a black man, you're always going to have a target on your head. So every move that you make, every action that you take, it's going to be close eyes on you. And especially with being a protege of Marion Barry, where he was, caught doing what he was doing, it's just like it's a zoom on you, and it's optics. Optics is everything, especially when you're that close to the White House. Like optics is everything. So every move that you make is zeroed in on. And to build upon what she was saying, they expelled him, but he's free to run in a special election, and that's just like, it's obvious what they're trying to do, and it's obvious that they're taking this and blowing it out of proportion. And I feel like they're trying to turn people against him so that he won't be able to put on for Ward 8, because whether they said that he was taking that money and misusing it, that money wasn't being misused. It was being misused in their eyes, but in the eyes of the people in the community, everybody really knows what he was doing with that money. Everybody knows what type of dude he is and what he really stands for morally, and in terms of principles. So it's just a simple case of you got caught in the wrong time, wrong place, man. Like it's just trying to help the community out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna really speak too much on the topic because I'm not really from the DMV area. But what I will say, like, just from that little bits and pieces that I know, any stand-up person, any person from our community trying to get into that field knows that it's always gonna be a target on your back, and you guilty until proven innocent. So it's really no point in even playing that game in the first place. But granted, a situation like this happens, you leverage it. If you really standing for what you standing for, this shit. One, you still a free man, and you still got your life. So I'm going right back to the hood where I started, and now I got my stand. Now I got everything that I did. I got my credentials. I got my proof of concept. So what? I'm on it. I'm rallying the hood. and we gonna still carry out what I was gonna carry out. We still gonna get this money. We're not letting that stop nothing. So, tell him get at me. Now he just a little bit more reachable. I'm happy I'm in the area. I'm happy to know about his story, and I want to know more. And I wanna get face to face. So let's set that up. Let's get another piece walk. Let's get him there. He not that busy no more.
I don't have much of a backstory, and I'm listening to everything that was already said, and I think I just agree. Had I known more and lived in the area closer, I think I would have the same response as what has been previously said. Um, it's unfortunate to see. Um, it goes back to the same thing. We're not supposed to be a part of this, anyways. This wasn't for us. All of this was an establishment while we were like getting built up, and while we were still trying to figure out ourselves, still slaves at one point, then developing into figuring out ourselves. But it wasn't built for us, so it's bound to happen. But I definitely feel like it should build off of what's already been established. That's what's on the table. You always want to play with the cards you dealt. So with that, like, it's time to move and work off of that. Like, go ahead and finish the job, get the job done. Like, he's still a free man. So I just want to again say I agree with everything that was said.
Yeah, this is definitely a wild situation, man, that Trey is in. The allegations include accepting bribes and campaign finance fraud. So they trying to, I guess, insinuate or imply that he's, misusing campaign finances, which is going to make them distrust him in the office. They say he was expelled. Damn, a 12-1 vote. He was expelled. 12-1, showing that it was only one person that stood up with him. Which I would love to know who that person is. The community of love, and because the office know, so that one person is going to take some type of scrutiny by being the only person that, what I'm saying. They knew before we knew that person was probably going to vote like that. That person still voted like that, regardless of knowing that everybody else wasn't going to vote like that. And they definitely deserve some type of community praise, because that's admirable to be 100, man. The whole War 8 felt like he being targeted. So it's like, it ain't like they listening to the people. They listening to the streets and understanding that he is beloved by the streets, regardless of the allegations. Now, if the streets turned on him, then I would understand, but they didn't. So shout out my man Trayon. We definitely support you, man. He definitely supported me. I rocked with him all the way through. We with your resurgence, bro. We with everything that you got going on. Next, y'all, we gonna dive into bipartisan breakdown. All right, y'all. Maryland lawmakers are debating a controversial ban that will. All right, y'all. Maryland lawmakers are debating a controversial bill that is debating whether whether it's a ban on transgender girls from competing in girls' sports. Supporters say it's all about fairness and keeping the competition even, while critics call it discrimination. The state has blocked public testimony on the issue, which has only added backlash from Maryland residents. Is this bill necessary for competitive integrity, or is it unfairly targeting transgender athletes? All right, Sharice, you got to carry it.
Man, okay. So gosh, I have to be honest in my opinion. And whether people like it or not. And in this case, I think that it's always tough, because I always say that, I want everyone to feel equal and comfortable and things like that, but me being like a former dancer, a person who has like competed in different spaces, as well as, definitely have done it, competed on like an NFL and NBA level. We do see more of this transition of a lot of transgender people, if you will, coming into those types of spaces. And I think it's fair to say that there can be a space for just that type of energy. Um, I think it is fair to separate it because I think that the athleticism, although, you're still, although you're a woman now and things like that, the athleticism is not the same when you compare a man and a woman. See, I don't want to be controversial. I just think that it's already competitive enough with girls against girls, and then when you have to turn around and compete against, someone who may physically just have a little bit more agility or strength or speed, I do think that that kind of issue does it does raise issues, and it does become an issue. And I do think that if we kind of level that playing field and say, hey, there can be sports, that you all are in, and there could be sports that, are just for girls. Like I said, it's just a hard conversation for me because I don't want to, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to be discriminatory towards anyone who feel like they should compete with a girl if they feel like that they are a girl. But I think, anatomy wise and different things like that, we know that there's a difference between the two. And I think that in order to promote fairness, that is, I think in most cases appropriate. I just think in whatever the space is, if it's allowed, that's cool. I dance with boys all the time and I love dancing with my boys and everything like that. But I think that it's the difference when it's a space where, like, where you're like wearing a wig and you're trying to, do those kinds of things. I think that it's just, it becomes different then. And, like I said, I don't want to, ruffle any feathers, or, I just think that when it comes down to sports and things like that, there does need to be some type of separatism there, just in my personal opinion.
I would highly agree because as a natural woman, I do feel like with the whole transgender situation, it is an attack. Low key, I feel uncomfortable, like to an extent. I do want to be welcoming. I do have people I'm okay with, cool with, whatever. That's their choice. I love that for them. But when it's imposed on me, that's when I have a problem. And they respect that. And I love that for us. But when that is being breached, is where I have a problem. So it's just like, where is there a space for a natural woman to be able to display her talents and abilities? And then another thing, like just overall, the whole transgender and homosexuality, also people feeling like other than themselves. I do feel like that's an attack that has to be addressed as well. And it's unfortunate to see that people are born into bodies and they feel like it's a defect. But that's another topic that I could get into. But yeah, I do feel like it's not good. It's a breach.
Wig,
Like
no
it's
wig.
even,
Yeah.
yeah, like the
You know what I'm saying?
bathrooms and stuff like that. Like that's what I even have to tell my boys when, because I'm a single mother. Let me close my door.
Mhm.
I'm a single mother and they like to go to the bathroom. And they're like, Mom, why can't I go in the boys' bathroom? I'm like, if anything ever was to happen, it's crazy if I was to run in there. But in the women's bathroom, I can go in there. But I'll let them go in by themselves, if anything, because most of the time there'll be no one in there. We already check. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to go in, you can go. But, and I'll just watch the door type thing. But, yeah, no, it's an
Yeah.
attack. I don't like it.
Yeah, and I want to say something else about that as well, if you don't mind, Trey. Like I was stating earlier, I just feel like even as a woman, and having, I mean, and at that time when I was trying out for NBA, NFL dance teams, it was super competitive. There was always, you need to lose more weight, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's already super. You already got to worry about the girl next to you. Then it's 10 times worse when you got to, now the transgender girl is coming in now. And now it's like, damn it, the girls try out for the team 3 and 4 years. Then the transgender girl comes along and boom, she's on the team just like that. Because guess what? They're trying to fill DEI quotas and different things like that as well. It even trickles down in those spaces too. So like that's why it's such a problematic thing for me, because it's like I said, it's already hard enough being who we are as women, and especially black women. It's already hard. So it's like it's even 10 times worse because we got to compete against the white girls, the Asian girls, all these girls. And then now we have this going on. So and it just adds more competition because, like I said, they're going to have a lot of energy. They're going to have a lot of stamina. Their structures and everything their build is totally different in comparison to a woman. And that's why, I think that it's okay for them to do it, whatever it is that you want to do. I just think that when our spaces are being invaded, that's where the problem comes in at for me.
Because Clarissa Shields is amazing. We just seen her, man, do something amazing that we never seen a woman boxer do in history. But that was a woman, and she was a fucking Amazon. Like, what Clarissa did to her was not, she was a champion. What Clarissa did to her was not easy, no matter how easy she made it look. Now, if that was a transgender man, it's like, God damn. Like, why should she have to let's let her be the GOAT? Why should she have to fight a transgender man to just be the greatest of all time? It's like, nah, man, like, because that's what it's gonna be for the next Clarissa Shields when we going on this path. So with Merlin doing that, it's like I don't want to go as far as saying that I'm super with the bill because I haven't read it enough to know exactly everything that's going on. Because I may not agree with everything. But it's like, why can't we create, if it's that much of a necessity, why can't we just create a third space? Is that so hard?
I agree. Like I love the inclusion. And that's what I feel like. Like I feel like we should all have our own lane. Let everybody have their own space. If that's what you choose, I love that for you.
They have
go
the
ahead
Special Olympics,
and
G.
do it.
They
I
not
would even
saying
go, honestly.
they not
Like
saying
what?
every team
Well, I
in the
wouldn't go.
NBA gotta
Like I
have
would
with a
watch
wheelchair.
it. I don't pay
You
for
know what I'm
none
saying?
of that stuff. But
They no, I'm saying they're not saying that everybody in the NBA gotta have somebody with a wheelchair. They have the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
They have special
Right.
leagues for people that are handicapped.
Exactly. Yes. I love that.
Not saying
And
women are
it's
handicapped and they
perfect for
can't play.
them too, because it's a camaraderie for them. They're able to be an understanding, and that's what they need to be understanding of too, is that they need to have community within their community. Stop trying to integrate into so much. I don't understand why people want to integrate into so much. Like, have your space and be proud of your space. Embrace your space. Want to create a lane for your space. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm creating a lane for what I want to do. Create a lane. Cool.
Yep. You ain't lying.
Don't try to break down walls that's just divine order, honestly. Natural law.
Natural law. We didn't create this. It ain't like
We did not
that's the hierarchy.
Those are already like, that's like trying to break down a freeway. Like, what? Because you don't like it. Like, no. You go ahead and go pave a way over here that's going to go over to where you want to go.
We can't say it's a doctor, some scientist, or the white man making us create babies certain races. I think all of us that have children, we went and created them babies on our own terms with our own people. You know, like nobody. I think we all watch real close. Y'all women, y'all ain't nobody stick y'all and make sure y'all had a boy or girl, or like, you know what I'm saying. So to make sure that, hey, your man didn't get you pregnant, the government got you. So all of this is pretty much divine order. Lions, crocodiles, spiders, and like it's so.
Yes, I love you took it there. The animal kingdom. That's why I tell my kids all the time. Like, they want to compare it to this kid, that person, that person. Let's take it back to the animals, because the animals have not been colonized. They are more in natural alignment to what should be going on. Pay attention to these animals. Don't pay attention to these people. They pay attention to these animals. We say we animals anyway, savage.
We are, but we are. We just
Pay
not
attention
humble
to the real
enough.
ones then.
Yeah, we just not humble enough, Z, to remember that we are animals that just think we're very more intellectual than every other species on Earth. That's all it is. So we
Just 'cause
think
we
we
could
know
talk,
the
do
end
this.
all be all. We think we know how many races it is because grasshoppers got 4 races that humans got 4 races. Like, come on, B. What is
Thank
the majority norm of all mammals? Not insects and fishes and shit. Mammals, just like us. You know what I'm saying? We are cannibals like all like other cannibals. And then if you talk to certain doctors and scientists, based off our canals, we not even supposed to be eating meat.
you.
We don't even have acid in our stomach like snakes, lions, and other animals that are actual carnivores. We don't have those type of acids and things in our body. That's why our teeth rot, because when we eat meat and stuff, our teeth rot when we eat meat. Our stomach, we getting cancer and high blood pressure and shit for eating animals. That's what they're not telling us. I saw YouTube and
Yes.
stuff. Damn, I hope I don't get banned. I'm sorry. I got it from all content on YouTube, y'all. So don't ban me.
That's how I be feeling.
Yeah,
But it's a
Noted though.
hey, but it's a fact though, y'all. So to depending on who you listening to, we not even supposed to be cannibals. We just eating animals. You know what I'm saying? But there are other animals that the scientists are so smart that they see the different acids and the different canals that animals have and different things that help them digest actual red meat and shit. Why they hunt and why it's an actual animal kingdom and maybe an order. So maybe we may be smart enough that maybe we don't have to eat fucking pigs and
Yes.
chickens and
Yes.
dogs and whatever the fuck
So
else they
like
be feeding us.
paying attention to the animals just like natural order. The animals eat. They don't cook their food. They eat their food raw. They're able to use their own, claws, their teeth, their trunks, whatever, their tusks, whatever, to their tongues to use to eat, and they eat it raw. So that's how I'm transitioning my children into like they're being more welcoming to it, a more vegetarian lifestyle than vegan eventually. I'm trying to slip that in a little bit. But anyways, like just being mindful of the fact that just eating things in this natural form, if you can't just eat it, like, then it's not for you. If you can't just open it, it's not for you. If you can't just do what you can't go reach it and grab it from its source, it's not for you.
Even to the simplistic value of what humans used to, you eat what you kill.
Eat what
We
you
not
kill.
even there no more. We eating
That
shit that
we're not
been
even
dead
there.
for fucking a month. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I like that too.
That
Eat what
chicken
you
been dead for
kill.
like fucking 42 days, man.
Thank you. I like
What has happened is they've taken advantage of most of our produce and most of they control the distribution of those things. There was a point in time where you could go outside and pick it off a tree. Maybe at one point, people used to grow their own food, a lot of different things that, we've really been so far detached from because we've been dependent and super reliant on a system to tell us what to do, how to eat, what to do, whatever the case may be. And I think that it's gotten lost in translation with how we are supposed to really live our lives, and it's been more of an indoctrinated type of lifestyle that we're living now. So like, I mean, for example, even with like religion, because some religions will tell you that all the animals are good to eat, and so then we have our people who are religious who will go on that fact alone and think that that's okay to do based on a religious doctrine or belief. So we have a lot of we're just so far removed from the way that we used to live, like off this land. This is the land of milk and honey we're talking about here. This is America. Like, this is where over 600 crops come from, right here. So it's, we don't realize how significant that is. And I think that if we did get back to those farming roots and different things like that, we wouldn't have developed such a, like, yeah, the way that we eat
that.
and things like that. We wouldn't have developed those habits otherwise.
What trends that back that way? It's trending back that direction now. There's so many recalls and stuff, and then there's outbreaks and stuff. I'm really good with my health, and I rarely get sick. So, and it makes me mad when I get sick. And I got really mad one time because I got sick. But I'm like, how did I get sick? It was some vegetables, some green onions, and some peppers that I had got from the store. But it was because I was being careless that day instead of going where I normally would shop. I just went to a regular store and got some regular vegetables, and made some food and got sick as a dog. Couldn't move for a day, like a day. It was a day. I was better the next day, like nothing ever happened, and people are just looking at me regular. I'm like, no, this is serious. But then also just like the prices of everything, and then also, um, again, recalls, prices of stuff. Things we trend in that direction. We are trending. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's
We're
definitely
trending.
getting real, and hopefully, like you know, what I'm saying, we try to take back ownership of where we live, how we live, what we eat. You know what I'm saying? From everything we consume, from
You have
music to
to,
movies to
because
food to books,
I
because it
agree.
does get that deep.
I agree. And I do want to say one more thing, because once I start getting things established, and I just feel like that goes for anybody who gets things established, once it gets to a certain point, these people who just don't want to be a part and support, really support, they gonna have to be taxed to be a part of it, really prove themselves, because they go ahead and choosing the wrong side right now. People need to make choices right now and pick a side. There's no either or anymore. What do you choose? And if you don't say anything, somebody's going to choose for you, and you better stay put or say otherwise and
Mhm.
make it clear,
That's a fact.
because it's getting wild.
Because a line is getting crossed in the sand, man. And depending on where your values lie, it's going to determine what side you on. Trump has wasted no time signing executive orders, including eliminating diversity programs in the military, reinstating troops who refuse COVID-19 vaccines, and withdrawing international agreement. Critics say he's undoing progress, while supporters call it a return to American values. Are these necessary reforms, or are they just rolling back progress?
I just was watching something about a little bit about this, and just in general with a lot of the things that he's doing, because I didn't know that a lot of foreign aid was going out, like $50 million to for condoms and gauze. Like, I didn't know about any of this stuff. So like, I'm not trying to say that well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think everything that he said he was going to do, he's doing it, whether we like it or not. I think that, when he was running, he was speaking on what he wanted to do and the changes that he wanted to make. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what he got in there and did. Um, Now, as far as like rolling back DEI initiatives and different things like that, I mean, we have to look at who and what DEI, who was it affecting the most, and who was benefiting off of it the most. So, I think in that context, you know what I mean. uh I can't say that I benefited from DEI in any way. I mean, maybe some people would disagree with that, but I just think that if it is, I'm not going to say that it's not progression, because we do have to stop a lot of the foreign aid from going out, because the problem is we don't take care of the home front enough. Everything goes out to every other country, and then here we are left with scraps and nothing. So I do think that that is a good thing in the right direction, in terms of trying to redirect where the tax dollars is going and making sure that they are going to the right people in the right places. And yeah, and I think that that's something that needs to be gate kept a lot more than what it has been, because a lot of money went out, within the last administration, and like, it didn't hit the people that it needed to hit. The money that went out to through that American Rescue Act, for example, could have given Black families $350,000 a piece, but it went to Asian communities to pay their mortgages and different things like that. Y'all can go look it up. So it's just, yeah, we have to stop putting money out to places it doesn't belong. So I can't even say I'm really mad at Trump for that.
Yeah, I'm not mad either when you put it like that. But like, I appreciate. I didn't vote for him or anything, but I always felt like Trump was pretty real. He does what he says he's gonna do, and doesn't. He's not bullshitting. He doesn't bullshit. So I agree with what was just said, and that was a lot of good information you just shared. I appreciate that. Like, I was taking note. I want to actually look into it more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. I think a lot of times when we look at things on the surface, we don't look at the whole thing. And I think that that's part of our issue as well, because we're just taught to hate, 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 instead of just, hey, like, let's look into it and let's figure out what's going on here so that we can, come up with a better equilibrium so that things can move forward and we can progress, right? So yeah, a lot of stuff, like I said, like as far as everything, like the birthright citizenship, all of that stuff got to be checked. It just got to be checked. It is what it is. And if it, and heaven forbid, you know what I'm saying, like had we had another 4 years of that, it just would have been a continuous influx of that. And I think that he is doing the right thing by stopping that. And there is a process of being an American citizen. There's a naturalization process that people go through, and that is a part of this country's ratified constitution and law. So it's like when we're witnessing people break the law, it's like that's an issue and that's a problem. And I think that ultimately, like I say, whether we like it or not, he's trying to bring that back into the fold. And like I'm not mad at those progressive things, like those things, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I agree with everything, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like, checking birthright citizenship, correcting foreign aid, and making sure that the aid stays here. $50 million for condoms is outrageous. Okay, just outrageous. They barely spend that much money on people here. So that's my issue with stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's just it's a tough fence to straddle on, man, because it's like I just be feeling like I try to look at everything like wholeheartedly from like the surface, like as it is, versus feeling some type of way about one party or another party. Like what is the person doing, and how is it going to trickle down and affect all of us when it's all said and done? Because the only people who are not being got on about this birthright citizenship is us, and it's a reason for that, because ain't nobody deporting us up out of nowhere. But see, they up on everybody else for a reason. Okay, because we got a lot of people here that, yeah, that they're here, but you know what I'm saying, like, everybody not a legal citizen. It's a difference between being a legal citizen and being an illegal citizen, bottom line. So whether we like that or not.
That's a fact. And he making a whole lot of changes real fast. And some of them is just, I guess, is what you call draining the swamp. The worst thing they did was not let him go back to back. I think if he went back to back, it would have been a little different as far as people that oppose him. Him having that 4-year layover, oh man, it was bad. He coming in this motherfucker swinging. They got him twisted. Tried to kill him. To be honest with y'all, I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Forgot about that.
I ain't
Oh my
forget about it.
gosh.
Hey, he deserved it.
Oh
They
my
tried to kill him and
goodness.
everything,
I
man.
can't lie, y'all. The reason,
Yeah.
the fact that everybody forgot about it, but ain't nobody forget about January 6th, I think it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's trying to assassinate a president. I mean, a former president that's
Right.
trying to run for re-election is one of the wildest things that ever happened in American history. I think the media not still talking about it today. I think I think, like I said, the world, but I'm just gonna say the nation. I think the nation not making it a big deal to this day, I think it's kind of crazy.
It's that hate. It's the hate. Like I hate to say it,
It
young, but I
really
honestly feel like
is.
some
It
people would
is.
have been okay with it. And that's the problem with our society. Like
That's
I
the
say
scary part.
sometimes,
Yeah.
y'all showing who y'all are, when you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done, when we're talking about a moral compass. And a lot of it, just not even be talking about it now. And then it's like I said, a lot of misinformation goes out. He's trying to stop food stamps. He's trying to, and none of that is true. And none of that is true. And that's the problem.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and it, like I said,
It's
man.
just clarity on it. That's
Yeah,
necessary, honestly. When I had looked into it more, that's very necessary. Like,
yeah.
what?
I mean, history told us that they killed a lot of leaders that had good messages. So the fact they try to kill Shorty, I was like, oh no, man, they already killing us. So I'm like, dang, they try to kill him
Man,
too. Maybe he
man.
may be saying something right, but we got to see if he's doing something right. So we gonna.
You moving quick with it.
And
He
he ain't
definitely is moving. I mean, but ain't that what we expect out of a president?
hey,
That's the first time I've
professionally,
ever seen something like that. Like, it's so crazy to me.
you
Like,
have
I can't
a
even
good
keep up.
day.
Like, it's like I never even thought it was possible. Like, I really thought it took forever to get stuff done. Like, oh, we're going to talk about it
No.
first, and then we're going to take a couple months to do it.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like, oh, you hear about it, and it's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, even down to him
Or
just
it's happening this weekend.
he was
Expected
answering
Monday.
questions and signing executive orders diabolically. I'm like,
Yes.
wow, Trump is on some shit.
Taking care of
I
business.
said, woo. And even down to getting those people out of jail. He's like, go get them now. Go get them now. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, you know what I'm saying? I think that this is what we wanted to see from the last administration. A lot of people, you know what I mean? I just got to be real about it because I watched that administration because I covered it on my channel so much that I watched them give out that money to people and still when I help so-called Black Americans, it's a problem. Everyone,
But it happens every time they in office.
no, they
Like,
getting food stamps, debit cards, they getting all kinds of benefits, hotels, they not paying rent, getting SSI. Come on now. Y'all not even what have your ancestors put into the pot? That's what I want to know. Because our ancestors built this bitch from the ground up. So help me understand.
And niggas said, and they said niggas couldn't get reparations. That shit looked like reparations to me.
I'm telling you, because they was living large up in this joint, living large and in charge, and they do it with every group. These people are getting paid to be here. I tell people all the time, like, y'all got to understand the game, and these people are playing it, okay? We're the only ones that's not.
They shipping niggas in buses.
Man, come on now.
Ship us to some buses to some free land and let us get it.
You know why they, America belongs to Black people, period.
If we fuck it up, we fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
I stand on it 10 toes, and anybody could try to check me on it.
But look at LA. So we ain't saying y'all ain't fucking up the property.
Come on now. Yeah, So like I said, like a lot of these, you know, to me, it's a step in the right direction, whether people like it or not, man, because like a lot of that has got to stop. We have to care about the home front. We have to care about us here. And every time, every administration, like they're giving money to Israel, they're giving money to this, they're giving money to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they can't give Black people reparations. They can't. You barely want to say it.
I'm telling you.
We have to deal with this constant.
Immigrants got the paper. Ukraine got the paper. Like you said, Israel got the paper. Everybody got the paper.
Paid.
It's like, damn.
And the people who built this joint can't get squat. I'm so confused here.
And we still a minute
pull
number.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You do it by yourself. Come on now. I think people, we need to weigh this. Because
they said we're going to get them niggas some Grammys this year. And then relax.
Because all we like to do is sing and dance. That's the problem.
Literally, I'm sick of that too.
Sing and dance too, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
they finally gave Beyonce a Grammy for making a country album. What does that implicate? What is that implicating, guys?
That was her first one.
That's her first album of the year. She's never gotten album of the year. It's only the most nominated in history, the most nominations ever from anyone, any artist, and she's never gotten the album of the year. Now, I appreciated this country album in particular because it's given very much American culture, very much cowboy culture, and I was very much here for all the shenanigans at the NFL game and all of that because it was just showing authentic American culture, and that's the type of thing that need to be on display all the time, and I can appreciate that. But you know,
to a certain extent, because why hip hop Beyonce not American culture?
It is.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's like it that's the first one.
Yeah, it looked like a real good psychological twist on it.
Really, it did. And then even the way she had looked in this era to decide to have her in this era to be on the forefront. Like what? There were so many different times.
I'm not gonna say damn, she shouldn't have won because she didn't win all this time. So I'm not gonna say she shouldn't have won nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just feel like she should have been one.
It was just a backlash. Jay-Z
that was surprised.
You know, saying, hey, you know, it doesn't add up that she's never gotten it kind of thing. I think that backlash kind of trickled down and the scammies bent.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
They try to turn Kendrick into the new age Lauryn Hill.
I ain't like that.
Kendrick and Lauryn Hill rapping about two totally different things. Yeah. Lauryn Hill hit records that year and Kendrick hit record this year, last year. It's two totally different fucking records.
And it's a diss record at
that. They yelling out mine. They yelling that out, and that's to me. I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I'm not hating on his diss record, but
Yeah, maybe for one of his other projects or something like that. But I think like to put this on blast too, I think it's still
Right.
that's a whole nother thing. They don't like Drake too. Like they want
Right.
him out, so they trying to destroy him and do it in the public eye in front of everybody
And
where
my
people
thing
can
about
see it.
I
and my thing
know.
about Drake is I ain't caping for Drake either,
Hell no.
right?
Shoot.
I ain't caping for him, right? But I gotta point out the hypocrisy because don't be like, oh, he this and that. No, y'all the same niggas that let him get this far. Y'all could have let him die Meek, but niggas ain't fuck with Meek.
Nope.
Fuck if Meek made a mistake or not. Kendrick make mistakes in this beef too. So fuck if Meek made a mistake. Meek was a young nigga from Philly. He got it from rapping in the radio station. He got an authentic hip hop way.
Yes.
They let Drake smoke him. They created this shit. You feel me? They created this shit. And then they gonna try to say he this. Nah. See, I'm not that type. Y'all can't say he this and he that. He must have been this and been that. While all y'all niggas was going on tour with him, while all y'all niggas was doing everything getting on knees, praising him for features. It was a point where if you get a Drake, this after the ghostwriting shit. If you get a Drake feature, it was damn near getting equivalent to a whole feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, but nobody is making music with Kendrick. His features ain't doing what Drake features doing. If we be 100, what Drake features did to black culture what Kendrick features ain't doing that.
Kendrick's features never did it. I felt like it deserved it. It didn't get
Drake
that
features. Drake is getting us
That
got
was the
us
point
hip
of the
to
diss track.
Caribbean. Drake got us hip to Canada. Drake got us hip to Europe. Drake literally through music. Fuck his character. He been this nigga, dog. He been did the blackface. He been got video. I'm talking about as a youngin dissing his culture from where he from. They be saying mans, and I put that shit on my TikTok just off a random joint, but I was just surprised like, damn, I can't believe this nigga. You was talking shit about the Canada niggas back there. God damn, boy, you ain't got no spine. He been him though, guys.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. He's never had a spine, and I never really cared for him. He's never really had a
respect the music.
spine.
I'm not gonna lie. I made music. I'm gonna respect
his
the music.
is cool. That's another thing. We need to know. Drake
because what he did do with his music, he did pass the ball with his music, which you can't say. You can't say that about a lot of black artists, dog.
He did.
Drake gave niggas more features than Jay gave niggas, dog.
Yes.
That's just a fact, guys. Drake went on tour. Being at the top of the game, Drake went on tour, gave more features, way more than the black niggas.
From all of their taking from all of those people also, like their personality, the way that they went, their flows, just taking from them as an individual. He's developed so much because of how many tracks he's taken on. Like I don't think like he doesn't have a spine. He doesn't have a back.
Sure. I ain't capping.
I
ain't caping nothing for Drake.
He's going and like, and
music.
I feel like as he should, like that's what you should do. If you don't have a backbone, go ahead and support somebody who do. Period. But
I have an issue with our culture. The way niggas treated Meek and the way niggas treating Kendrick, I just have an issue with that. I just have an issue with what the fuck? How the fuck is one nigga a stupid clown and one nigga is Black Jesus? This nigga black too. This nigga from the hood too. This nigga told y'all he was a ghostwriter.
You had to not be raised that lock.
Yeah, but he told y'all he was a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
Meek died on the shield to let everybody know this nigga's a fraud when it comes to music.
It was the time. It wasn't the time that you said the right point. He died on the shield. It was not the time for that. We are in a whole different era right now. This is a timeline for stuff to get exposed.
No, I'm calling
this is
black
a timeline for stuff to be exposed and the veil to be lifted. That was not the timeline for that.
It's always the time. Z, what are you? What?
It is always the time, but this is divine order.
And tomorrow is the time.
I agree. But this is going to be natural order. The veil is being lifted on everything. Everything is being exposed right now. All the other stuff that we were talking about is going to be acted on now. And it's not right. But damn. That's what happened.
C told us T.I. man pissed on you at the movies. We like, God damn, hoes.
Wait, say what?
He said that in the song. He said T.I. man pissed on you at the movies. Supposedly it's a story. Say you at the top balcony and nigga drunk trying to just piss off the balcony, Whole time, nigga, Drake was down there. You know what I'm saying? Some stupid shit. Who knows if that's true or not? But I'm saying,
It's gross.
then niggas still didn't kill Drake after Pusha T. So I'm just saying, also, guys,
See, he should have been gone.
can it
That's what I
can
said.
it not just be a ploy to
Just
like?
cancel.
I love black niggas, but I also gotta smell the fish when that shit reeking. Now TDE coming out with sexual allegations. Now like all this wild ass shit going on, where it just be like, man, all these niggas the same, man. These music niggas ain't our idols to begin with. So I'm not going from Drake.
That's it.
I'm not going from Drake put everybody on, and Drake is the greatest, and he's our idol. And then it's no Kendrick come kill him with the sword. And there's no, he's the real one because he's black and he's from no. All these niggas was frauds.
Thank you. I agree because I feel like Kendrick is fraud too. Like I still support him, but I just feel like he is colonizing himself. Like the same message he's trying to push out is the same thing that he's kind of perpetuating because of the energy, the frequency, everybody hyping him up. It got him in the wrong direction. It got him moving in the wrong direction. But he fraud. He fraud too.
On the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm on the West Coast.
You're right. So boom.
Yes.
I've seen that performance of, he performed the song 5 times, and I've seen the people that was in the crowd. And like most of the time, that's the majority of most of the hip hop crowds. It's not so much of us there. It's other groups that are basking in that and embracing that same exact thing. So it's like we're not like, even though our opinion as Black people matters in hip hop and all of those things, the people that support it ain't, they this. So it's like that's going to even make it even more of a thing. And like once you piss that industry off, they coming for you.
You know what Kendrick fucked me up at? Kendrick fucked me up at because I think at the end of the day, as I mature, I never sugarcoat it. The logo come from street shit, like all, you know what I'm saying? I try my hardest to try to flip the influence now, you know what I'm saying? But I know firsthand how like their mindset is, how detrimental that shit is, how like shit, bro. Once you like start trying to like recognize this shit, you start realizing like, nah, like none of it's cool. Like you can't even let like a little bit of that little shit slide because I don't even get my kids ain't never had a toy gun in their life. I don't play that shit. They gonna figure this shit out once they gonna understand guns real and they gonna get legal guns, even though I'm a felon. By then, hopefully I'm gonna figure out a way to, you know what I'm saying, reestablish my citizenship to be able to bear arms because I heard it's a pathway for that, but I've been searching all day, every day for it. But I don't play that shit. So when he said on the Grammys of I even had Whitney Crip walking in the video, that fucked me up. Cause I'm like, damn, what point is we not gonna keep praising street gang culture in our culture? When we gonna be honorable men without having street ties?
Yeah.
When are we ever gonna be able? I asked the young niggas in the city, all DCJ, asked everybody, all the young niggas I counted, even my peers. I'll ask y'all right now, while it's on my brain. I ask everybody, who's the most honorable person you know? And when I ask that question, I make sure, because I've got arguments with people that I know that I love because they didn't name their fathers and certain shit. And if I know the person, I'm telling you guys, I ain't talking about nobody that was an addict of weed. And let's go to the highest of hierarchy of our Black people, of our that we have ever met in our life, that we've known long enough to know that, nah, this nigga ain't beat on his wife. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't an alcoholic, a junkie. He ain't used to be no gang member. He ain't sell no drugs. Who we know, even female. I'm with the female too. I really prefer men because it's way harder to find a man. But who is that? Especially I asked the men, like, who is that guy? Not your daddy, not the nigga like you forgiving him for used to being a gang member and doing 10 years, and you forgiving him and be like, yeah, he the most. Now I'm talking about honorable man, like for real, nigga, like a real one, a nigga that was so mad that he never even had to take that route. He always took his own right. Yeah, like that nigga was a plumber. He gave niggas jobs. He motherfucker was a real nigga. He didn't beat nobody. He didn't cheat on nobody. He married his whoever. You know what I'm saying? We don't know a lot of them niggas.
Nah.
Every nigga that I've come into that people try to name in conversations, they moving the goalposts for the nigga. It's a nigga they met. I done met Farrakhan at the council, but you don't know Farrakhan, nigga. Like, let's just be honest in the conversation. Somebody you know, like that you know this nigga for 10 years or something, like, and he been thorough in your family the whole time. Like, he don't got no bad, no risky history.
Right.
He don't steal. Who is the guy? Because we're trying to start birthing these type of men in our culture. And us as men, even me, I'm always honest. I'm not that guy. So when I speak to them and I make sure I'm speaking to them, I'm like, look, dog, I done this shit. And even if I got beneficial outcomes of it, the girls like me, the niggas start fucking with me, people was scared, whatever the bullshit was. I'm letting you know in hindsight, that shit ain't where it's at. You want more friends than enemies. You want more people that love you than hate you. You want the people that look like you, the people you went to school with, you work with in your neighborhood, everybody. You want that to be your folks. You want to be able to call all them people that you encounter on a daily basis and be like, hey, I'm having a great thing going on. I'm getting a certificate or whatever, and they willing to show up for you. You want to have those same people be able to call you and be like, hey, I'm graduating, I got a certificate, and you can show up for them. How do you build that? When we happy for each other, when we're doing things together, when we're building tribes and villages and communities of people that love each other and respect each other. It start with us stop perpetuating certain things is real and certain things is tough. No disrespect to Kendrick, but Crip is a game. So you get on that Grammys and you try to put on the top mantle there. And my wife was Crip walking in the video. I thought y'all dancing just before you even said it was Crip walking. For the people that didn't even know y'all was Crip walking, I just thought, I know y'all was Crip walking, but I'm saying when I seen the clip, y'all dancing and the kids running around was phenomenal. Now that you let everybody know, for the people that didn't know, from my wife doing the Crip ritual dance in the video, and I'm winning awards in front of the world, nigga. Gang up, nigga. But you come from a blood hood. So if you're trying to say that I'm from Bloods and my wife Crip, and it's like,
Yeah.
I love gang shit. I come from hood shit, but fuck the gang shit, nigga. You're a real man. You're getting awards for your music. Why are we perpetuating or even mentioning any gang culture when we do this? And then we want to be mad when they tie it to us, when they pull us over, when they mention us, when they hire us, when they fire us.
Yes, say that.
All a part of it. It's a systemic thing. It's all a part of it. Okay, trust and believe. You're not going to do certain things in that industry without doing what they want you to do, and that comes first. Obviously, with a platform, like with a person like him, you know, they've created rap music now to really hone in on those same stereotypes, those same issues, those same things that we've dealt with for generations and generations and generations. It just continues to perpetuate itself. I mean, I remember there was a conscious rap phase and that just phased out. And then it just went right back to shooting.
He was one of the ringleaders.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. He tried to switch sides. Like how?
You one of the ringleaders, but you getting awards for this track.
Yeah, it's no.
Yes, thank you. The diss track was the first problem. He had absolutely no diss tracks. No diss, like,
yeah, no difference.
He was used as a pawn, and as much as he tries to think and be analytical about stuff, he didn't understand that he was not playing his own game because he wouldn't have went about it the way that he went about it. Now, if he wanted to, like, that's what I try to tell people about his music on a bigger agenda. This is a generalized problem that should be addressed. It's not diss track to Drake. It's diss track to people like that, with those characteristics, with those things that they need to focus on. So, like, it's like, take it a bigger picture, but he was used as a pawn and he really just switched sides, and that really disappointed me because I've been following him for forever, and it's just like, I've been watching you on the low, and I know you don't get the attention that you need, but to go ahead and take the debate to that extent, to go song after song after song, detail, then on visuals, like even there, gang culture all through the visuals. Every time he's stepping out, there's known gang members on the stage. Like, what the heck? What are you really doing? And it was supporting an agenda. He forgot what he was doing, trying to get attention and take a dollar bill and some Grammys, like you said. Give him some Grammys.
When you in that beef, you gotta re-immerse yourself in the protection. You hear me? So now you gotta go back to the hood. Hey y'all, we at war with Drake and them. I need everybody to come support me and rally up. I'm willing to come back around y'all now, man. I'm willing to.
Yeah, coming back around like that. He was ghost off the scene, incognito. Nobody ever seen him. Now all
You
of a
the
sudden
LA
he's
savior.
And now he's the
yeah.
damn
Everybody know you. You
boys.
connected with everybody.
Yep.
You got pictures with everybody. Like what?
I
Where
mean,
did
we
you
hate.
come
He
from?
got used. Yeah,
They hate.
He got used. He's a freaking pawn, and he did like.
Everybody hate Drake, but he is black. He
Look,
black.
not enough.
He black the same
Not
way
enough.
Obama
not
black.
enough is
Because he
crazy.
never really
You
said
can't.
that he was black. He
It
never
don't matter.
really
It
said
don't
that
matter
he
if he
was black.
say it. If Obama,
And
if
no, it
Obama
does
is black,
matter.
G.
It does
If
matter.
Obama black,
It does matter.
Drake black.
It
So
no.
what? Drake can't. Obama can be our first black president. We
Obama
love him
took a
so
stance
much.
by saying he's
And
black.
then, now when it come to music, Drake ain't black.
Shoot, Obama ain't us. Point blank, period.
And he's not.
He's not us.
He's not.
He's not
And that's thank you.
us.
And I'm with that.
Period.
When I see
That's all I'm saying.
the consistency of Drake ain't us, Obama ain't us, then I'm like, okay.
Look,
I mean, here's the thing. Now, I don't have an issue with Drake having a white mom because believe it or not, y'all, and I'm not going to go too far into history. That's usually what I do on my channel. But as far as our history is concerned, you'd be surprised if you really look in your genealogy, you'll find some white cousins or something in there. Or you know what I mean? I think that it's not as far-fetched as people like to make it seem. Even me, as brown as I am, I have a fifth great grandmother who's white. It's real.
Yes.
It's real. And I think that we miss it. So it's kind of like, when people have that lineage, I get it and I understand. I think that we're more connected than disconnected. You know what I mean? In a way, especially when we're talking about North America, Canada, and Mexico, this whole landmass here. I believe that, we have more in common than not. You know what I mean? Like sometimes us without the direct parent, we look at them a little funny because they don't have two black parents or something like that. But your grandfather might have was white or some shit. You know what I mean? Or he might have was passing for white and he probably was black. We don't know. Because so much happened with our history and so many things have been mixed up and jumbled up. You know what I mean? But I think that with Kendrick, they have a lot of these record labels. I know they have a lot of focus groups when they listen to music and, they try to figure out what's going to gravitate to the people. And a lot of times that violence and stuff really gravitates to people like that. They like it. They like being in the damn car. Bitch, they like doing that. And for what reason, but what it's doing is sending out negative affirmations, it's sending out negative energy into our spaces. And a lot of times we don't realize that we are reacting to it. Every time we hear about something going on outside in our hood, somebody getting shot and killed, we already know a lot of our music is being influenced by that shit. Like, let's be real about it. And I think that that's where the problem comes in. Like, we've allowed people to control our genres, to control our messages, to control everything that we hold sacred and dear, that now it's being exploited on another level. And people will do whatever they'll do whatever for money. And I hate this. I mean, even in the case of Kendrick Lamar, the same thing. Because I was just disappointed that he got 5 Grammys for a song like that. And I just said, wow, you know what I mean? I said, this is what we're rewarding. This is what they're rewarding versus, I don't know, something else.
Shit, he done made way more positive music than that. And when, you know what I'm saying?
He got a Grammy for none of that positive music that he's made. Very mind-boggling. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. It's super mind-boggling to me that this is like to see the world the way it is and to have to really look at things from a lens outside of the matrix so that you can really be able to process what's really happening here and who is controlling the programming, who's controlling all of this shit, because we have no control over it, even though it was a genre that was born and bred from our folks. And we've allowed Jewish entities, other entities, is whoever that owns hip hop now to come in and allow these things. And like I said, we participate full on because we don't want to go back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it from a lot of angles, young. And that's why I always tell people, like, a lot of times people, they do stuff and they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
They know it's wrong, but they'll still go and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to go back to a lifestyle that they was once living before. They don't want to go back to the poor. They don't want to do none of that. So they will compromise everything, morals, values, integrity, for this. You know what I mean? And I think that it goes back to what you said. When where are the stand-up men in our community? Where are the men that's going to speak against this type of buffoonery and this childish behavior? Gang violence, all of that shit is childish to me, all of it, because it's just an example of people not being able to resolve their differences and can't communicate with one another, plain and simple. And like I said,
And
I
it's no issue with the felon. People like me, the felons, and so it's like regardless of what we feel about Trump, they got their leader, man. Like them niggas, they rally behind Trump.
yeah,
As far as this specific type of unique cause that we be talking about, we don't have like no modern day Malcolm X, man.
no,
Martin Luther King. We
they
don't
all
have like
compromised.
even the Reverend niggas. I can't even name one of them.
They
T.D. Jakes in the
compromised.
Diddy trial, like it's shit wicked.
Compromised, all of
They
them.
all it's like
Yeah.
it's not one man that can't succumb to the pressure. And if we don't, I don't know if they exist. If they do exist, we don't know. They done killed them already. Something going on, but we just don't know them. People don't support them. They didn't stay consistent. But we looking for the one that's staying consistent without the support. Like what I'm saying, regardless, the guy. But
Yep.
we don't have one. I think that's probably an issue because in every type of in a couple episodes they didn't mention Hitler. It's like in every type of regime or strong movement, there's a leader involved.
Mhm.
There's a symbolic character that's either the voice or the depiction of the movement for everybody. And I don't know the last time we had one. Since everybody talk about the democratic takeover, since the 60s and shit or 70s.
I'm telling you.
So we didn't have one. We didn't haven't had one in so long. I think they keep tricking us with all of our celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
But the celebrities, I think they learned that everybody is taking access and money over economic change for their people. So
Exactly. And I think that that's what this election really showed because, I mean, as quiet as kept. I be telling people, I said, y'all faking like shit, but a lot of y'all went in there and voted for Trump. Y'all could come out here and cosplay like y'all was all for that, but we know what time it is because the shit didn't lie. Okay, like the numbers, it just doesn't lie. I think
You. Everybody voted the way they
I
voted.
don't
They mad about it. Even the
know.
Mexicans, they mad about ICE. Most of the people, especially where I'm at, it annoys the hell out of me because they were all Trump supporters and they're mad because their
they got
family's
hopped
getting
out on.
deported. Like,
But they
come
knew what
on,
he
make
was
this make
gonna do.
sense. That's your
They,
man.
hey, they knew
Just
what Trump was
carrying out
gonna do.
y'all agenda.
I ain't mad at Trump. I don't care what
Go
nobody
ahead and
says.
support.
I ain't
They need
mad
to
at
keep
him.
supporting him and be
I can't
happy.
lie, y'all. I'd rather see what he doing than that. Man,
You know,
I ain't gonna lie,
yeah,
y'all. It's no way I could have ever wanted to live in another 4 years
of that.
with Kamala. I couldn't do it,
Yeah,
y'all. It's no way.
I
This
I
was
shit.
mad.
agree.
The last four
I
years was like a shit show. Like niggas really had to make shit shake. Like
makes it
it
shake.
wasn't like I don't know, man. It just wasn't. We gonna find out this next 4 years too, y'all. Then we
Exactly.
all way more politically mature, and we're gonna really and look, and look, all the media stations is pretty much on the left side, so they're not gonna let us miss a drop of whatever Trump doing. So even if you really don't want to be politically involved, you're gonna run into it just on accident. Hey, Trump did this today. Wasn't
Yeah.
nobody saying that? Hey, Biden did this. I didn't hear that shit for like 4 years. I heard
Listen,
war, war, war. All I knew about was wars, 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 wars. It was all
yeah,
wars.
it's true.
It was
It's
all
true.
wars the last
It's
4 years.
true.
It's true.
But no one wants to be real because everyone has been like, especially Black America. You know what I mean? Like man, our folks been Democrats for so long that it don't matter. Some people are just they're gonna be on that side. You know what I mean? And then you got people who's like, all right, let me see what's shaking over here. You got those people. Then you got the people in the middle that's like, man, I don't mess with none of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be involved, but it all affects us. So we all need to have an opinion, and we
Right.
all need to understand how to navigate what's happening and just be real about what has happened in the last 4 years. Because they gave out so much money. I'm telling you, I just had to be real, man. People was mad at me, but I said, look, man, hey, it is what it is, Mo, because they get EBT, they getting all kinds of stuff that I don't see a lot of single women in the hood getting that much of. at the rate that they were getting it. I'm talking about not paying rent. I don't care. These people wasn't paying rent.
Right. Yeah.
Come on now.
It's
And they like
sick.
the first single mother in the hood when she can't pay her rent. You know what I mean? Or something like that. You know,
Right.
just like the women who were being attacked in California with the truancy with Kamala. And like it's a lot of things that, you know, people I think if they really dug into it a little bit more, then maybe they'll get a better understanding. Like I just think people watch the news a lot and you know, like obviously that's more, you know, that you know, Democratic led most of the time, most of the news stations, things like that. You got some news stations that are Republican, but it's not that many. So who's controlling the narrative? Who's controlling the information that's going out? And you know what I mean? Like I said, these days it's social media, it's Instagram. People don't read the caption. They read maybe like the little top part. Oh, you know, and everybody just going all off. So, you know, I just hope that even with him in here and the people who don't want him in here or whatever, I think this will be a good time for all of us to really watch what's happening and really, really get into it and really understand if it's going to be an impactful thing or not. And then you make your judgment. Because I think a lot of times we just, you know, like I said, we just programmed to hate. I ain't never seen nobody hate a president like this before. I don't remember them hating George Bush this bad.
No,
And you know, I'm not that old, but I was a young girl when he was running for president. You know, like a
and they
little
hated him, but they ain't hate him this bad.
remember it was
I
not
remember
this
George Bush.
level.
I was a young girl.
That
Yeah,
nigga wasn't investigated like this. That boy got it. That boy investigated, but everything.
yeah. You know, hey, I think, hey, he gonna stop the fighting and putting the money over there in places that don't belong. I'm here for all of that. Don't put the money in places that don't, period.
Yeah.
Because it needs to all be invested right here.
Mm.
Period. You know,
No, that's a
50
fact.
million on condoms is crazy work. I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's crazy to me. I couldn't believe that. And it was almost out the door, the girl said. They almost was about to send it out, but they caught it and stopped it. So it's
Last
like,
minute.
yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta be more open. That's all. And I hope one day we can be more open. And like even down to the point where we can create our own political entity within this. We don't gotta be Democrats or Republicans. We don't gotta participate like that. We can create our own party and we can invest in our own candidate, the person that we would want to see represent us. There's a lot of things that we can do. I don't think that
He
we
was working on that.
yeah, I don't think that we look at these options a lot, you know, because I think a lot of us are is scared to speak out publicly about politics and about the things that are affecting our communities because a lot of people don't want to experience backlash and different things like that. But we have to be the ones that come together to make those kinds of things happen, you know, even outside of the YouTube space, whatever space, and you know, form our own stuff, put our money behind our people because we don't do that enough. And then we wouldn't have to keep dealing with Democrat, Republican, like, look, we can put our money where our mouth is for real this time, you know, or anytime, you know what I mean? So
No, that's a great point.
yeah.
I'm gonna segue
So
to that last one while we here. Now, last segment, last but not least, man, the Sice report. A devastating mid-air collision over the Potomac River has left the nation in shock. American Airlines Flight 5342 collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter, killing everybody on board in both planes. The investigation is ongoing, but early reports suggest that air traffic control failures may have played a dramatic role. How could have such a disaster happen in one of the most controlled airspaces in the country?
I've been asking that question myself because I think the biggest confusion for me was is that why is this helicopter in a landing space? Why is this helicopter training right here at this time of night? There's a lot of, you know, first of all, let me just say to all of those families and everyone whose life was lost, like my heart is with you and my condolences are with you all. And, you know, I hate that something like this has happened right here in my backyard, in particular, being in DC and from DC. And knowing how for the most part how secure it is. Usually like if you're flying up in a zone that you're not supposed to be in, like they're usually ready to shoot you down or something. Like, you know, you can't even go on the White House property without, you know, yeah, without the proper security clearance or, you know, the proper what have yous. So I just think the idea of knowing that they were training or it was some type of training going on and like to me, not in that particular space. I don't understand how you could be training somewhere where planes are landing consistently every single day, because you could see it. We see them all the time. We see the planes flying. We know what it looked like being from DC. So I thought that, obviously there's some fishy stuff going on here with this situation, and I hope they really get to the bottom of it. Yeah, some people are saying there wasn't a pilot in there. I can't call it. You know, they only tell us what they want us to know, and they don't tell us enough. Because even recently, the people who recorded it from other angles and footage were arrested as well. So we got to take that into consideration. Well, why would they arrest people who got footage of, like, got another angle of it? What's the reason for them being arrested? So it does make me feel like there is more to this than what it lets off to be. And I just think it's an unfortunate situation. And I think, we're going to be, I, hey, I don't think that we're going to stop seeing things like this happen, unfortunately, because it already happened, like, what, twice with Philadelphia too. So, but I think you raised a good point, Trey, when you said, like, the most controlled, secure area, like where all the hot shit is. This is DC. So I don't even know how something like this was even able to happen in the first place. So, I mean, like I said, just to be up there training, and that's a weird explanation that doesn't make sense, and it's not adding up to me. And I just want to once again just give those families my condolences, and peace in your hearts. I hope, I know nothing can ever correct this type of situation, but I hope that your hearts do heal, because this is really a terrible, terrible situation.
I'm going to note that as a mic drop moment. I agree with everything that she said. And condolences to, like, the lives that were lost through all of the madness. That's, like, the most unfortunate thing, is when lives are lost and craziness. But I taken in what she said. That was a lot. Very detailed. Very well informed.
Thank you.
You're
Right.
welcome.
It was definitely a wicked situation, like the biggest black air collision we had in like a very long time. And like you said, Potomac River, like how is that even? And why am I not? Am I tripping, or why we heard about? It was a attorney, young black lady attorney that died. We heard about the young team, like a sports team.
Team. I
Why
mean,
are we
skating team. I'm sorry.
like
The skate.
condolence to all of them? Why we haven't heard about nobody that was on the Black Hawk helicopter?
Mm.
Like I never want to overlook those people's death, but all of them are logged in from an airport with tickets. They pretty much got a log of everybody that's on that plane, from flight attendants to pilots. Who was on the mystical training helicopter? I never seen a report about who was on that. How many people? If there was one solo pilot.
I was seeing some things that they were saying that like allegedly it was it was a female pilot, but they're not trying to release the information and the details around that. But I don't know how true or not that really is. I did see some pictures of some military people that they claimed were a part of this helicopter, that who was on the helicopter. I did see some things, but not as much detail as to who was flying and what was the true reason for them to even be in that particular zone at that particular time. Because I mean, not even just that, they shouldn't have been there, period. Because if
Train.
this is a Black Hawk military type of vessel or helicopter, it should be in the proper training zone, and it was not. And then they're like, yeah, that, well, the pilot was wearing night vision goggles. None of that makes sense.
We ain't here. We talking about everything before that. You hear me? We don't want we not hearing about none about the glass, the goggles. We want to know, why was that even
Why
possible?
there? Yeah, why?
Then they talking about, oh, this did happen one time 10 years ago where somebody had to maneuver, and that was stupid as shit and fucked up too, right? And that was 10 years ago. So how many times it happened before that? Like
Exactly.
clearly, y'all, we learned the lesson about air zones and restrictions and timings and training zones, to where it's like, at this point, how was niggas getting on flat top roofs shooting at presidents? How was
Exactly.
Black Hawk planes hitting commercial planes over the Potomac River? Like,
Mhm.
it's just certain medical planes
Medical
crashing
planes
in the
coming
middle of
down.
Philly. Like,
Yeah.
oh, who was on board, man? Who is getting like, what is going
What
on,
was
B?
going
Like,
on?
Some ain't right.
And then I
Some
kept
ain't right.
asking who was on the plane because what's the reason behind this? And are these people of some type of significance? What's the reason? What's the reason? I mean, children? I don't.
Because then how many things got to be applicable? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people got to be involved? How many people chose this? No disrespect to nobody that died, but just say in super conspiracy land, who was willing to take a certain type of money for their family to, like, who had to cross the line? Or who made the drastic mistake? Why they made the mistake? And who is everybody involved in the mistake? It has to be like one or the other.
Yeah.
Shit ain't just coincidental. Somebody
No.
made a mistake or somebody caused the mistake. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
They said that the young lady was actually Michelle Obama's former assistant in the White House, I believe. The young lady who was going to be a professor at Howard University this fall, and at Howard University Law School. And like, it's funny too because I have to actually look up. I have someone sent me one of her papers, and I said I have to really read this paper because it does touch on a lot of different things. And I'm wondering, well, maybe I don't know. I don't want to assume anything, but
Right.
it just makes me wonder sometimes, why certain things happen and to who it happens to and why it's happening. Like I said, this is just unfortunate because there is no way, like you said, like I'm just thinking about how often I drive over GW Memorial and
Yep.
all of that.
Yep.
All the time. It's
And back to the point that you said about the arrest. Why would I be getting arrested for something I naturally seen in my phone?
yeah, that I'm just sitting here minding my business.
You gonna arrest me to what? How about you can question me to make sure I didn't know it was premeditated? I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But to arrest me to do that,
Yeah, they arrested those folks.
no,
Yep.
because
I
we
think
know that it's definitely possible. Everybody got phones. Everything is getting recorded. That doesn't have to be a conspiracy. And then who would be that fucking stupid to know that's gonna happen to be like, let me make sure I capture when it happens.
exactly.
To
They
show
probably were
proof.
just innocently watching the plane land and just it happened to see it. And it just happened to catch their camera. I mean, I don't know how they didn't think it wasn't gonna come out. Didn't
Yeah.
they say the Kennedy Center camera was the camera that was filming that one? The actual crash? So come on now, like
It was endless cameras. Like,
we wasn't gonna see it. I don't understand what? Yeah, so that's weird too. That see, I do try to stay out of conspiracy land, but a lot of it do be just that. And I think a lot of times we don't like to acknowledge it, but there's always a bigger hoopla to all of this. And it's sad that it was those children and
yeah.
those young people, and that's what's so sad about it. And I don't. It just makes me wonder what type of evil out here is progressing and being allowed to move the way that they're moving, and like that shit got to be stopped.
Because why promote the kids dying for us to grieve if y'all not gonna let us know everything that's involved? Something's not right.
No.
Because their family know they died. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't for us to be giving hugs. We didn't know that. It ain't for us to be doing all that. Now, if the family say, "Hey, I want the world to know," then I ain't got shit to say.
Yeah.
But if y'all perpetuating this just to perpetuate it, and the family like, nah, we ain't with that. We rather just get real answers. We don't want to do interviews. We ain't, you know that. Don't berate my kids' pictures. Block my kid face out. When you berate them fucking pictures all over the news. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want my kid to be involved. I'm not into that.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
put my
going.
kid up there.
I'm not going to be on no. Yes, my kid was involved. No. We're gonna be doing that shit off camera. Now, if on camera is gonna get us closer to where we trying to go, hell yeah, set them bitches up. We gonna light this bitch on fire. But we ain't doing that shit. I ain't crying on camera. Like, we not doing all of that shit just to be crying and whining. And I want everybody to send me fruit baskets and go fund me. We ain't doing that. We gonna make something shake. With this GoFundMe, with this paper, we gonna do something for real. Like you gonna have to, them niggas take my kid. They gonna feel something that my whole life gonna be predicated on that. Like, and I don't want to be so much of a conspiracy theorist because I would love to be able to believe that it was just a natural disaster. People made mistakes. That's what happened. And, I could live with that. But all of the conspiracy, that'll drive me for a loop. I wouldn't want my kid paraded on all these news channels. I'm not trying to go to NBC and all of that. We be talking about she was this and that. I'm gonna talk to my people, everybody that I'm already around, and unless that's gonna do something for the cause, I don't know. I don't believe in parading for. Maybe some people need that, but I don't understand the necessity.
Yeah.
Even since I was a young, I use my birthday parties to throw shit. I use all my events to do shit for everybody because I always believe that that's what you do with your influence. You bring everybody. If everybody gonna come to one place because of you, do that so they can have communion, so we can come together. Versus just do that for one self-indulged thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's what those parents are doing. I just know that y'all niggas better be letting me know who the fuck was on that other plane. If my daughter was on it, we know everybody, we all right here in the airport together. Especially the parent. We all know who we was waiting on. Who was in the other one. Y'all got us fucked up. We gonna change everybody's life with this. Y'all not just taking ours, putting us on the news, making us some little tragedy, trying to give us a little sneaky couple thousands, 100,000s or some shit. And because it happens all the time, people getting killed, and you see the family settle, and you don't hear shit else from their ass.
And I never liked anything like that because it's just like you're accepting it and you're not putting the press on them to really provide the proper information and do their jobs ultimately, because these folks are getting paid $400,000 and $500, $400,000-$500,000 doing what they do. You know
They
what I mean?
creating the money, Reese.
Yeah, they need to do their job.
They creating the money. You can't tell me if I create the money and you let me know, and I could just kill any one of y'all that disagree with me and just give y'all my creative money.
Yeah,
Shit
be our
me.
currency.
Shit
Yeah,
me.
it's not worth it. It's
You
not worth
ain't
it.
you ain't taking nothing over here for free.
But see,
And
people act
money
like
ain't
they
the
never
ain't the
had nothing.
payment.
And when
Can't.
people ain't never had nothing before, they think that, you know what I'm saying? They think that turning over in that way is going to change their life. And maybe we could put this behind us and let it move on. You know what I mean? But it's really not solving anything. And that's what people fail to realize. Like, and I just wish we wasn't so strung up on this society in the way it is about money and all
Yep.
this
Because
stuff.
not to count those people pockets, man. I bet my last people that get them settlements don't do they be broke. And if you're a consumer, you're gonna be a consumer. It's nothing's going. They can give you any amount of money in the world. You're gonna give it right back. They don't have to worry about whatever they give you. You're giving it right back, and they taxing you. They know you about to influctuate in all of these different businesses that don't provide into the issue that they have with you, that they scared of. But if you didn't take the money and you created a movement, that was my issue with Kaepernick. He took that money and he shut up. Where that nigga at now? Where the fuck that nigga at, y'all? And so many niggas love that nigga. Yeah, niggas love. Oh, I got in a lot of arguments over that nigga. Oh, niggas love that nigga. Where that nigga at right now, y'all?
Okay.
Where the fuck that nigga been at? Man, these niggas be playing, man. Bro, you never had to play that role for niggas. And I understand that you could take a break if you want to take a break and shit. But the role that you was trying to play, you was trying to play a no days off type of role. Why the fuck you taking days off, nigga? Where you at? Nah, where you at, B? Nah, where you at? Because Kendrick at the Super Bowl, Jay-Z and them up in there, Patrick Mahomes and them been winning Super Bowls multiple years. What's going on? You gotta say something about it. Or you chilling off that paper. That nigga made a whole Netflix movie about how I used to get my hair braid, but man.
Yeah, these people is not these plants, like straight up, man. I don't even want to call them coons. I'ma just say sellouts and shit. Like real life, just there trying to make a spectacle or something, trying to be seen, and then you're not really about nothing for real. And that's the issue. That's my issue with Jay-Z, all them. Like y'all are not about nothing. And we need to stop being pressed for these people to think that they're going to do anything to remotely uplift our community, because they have yet to do that, and
They
they're not
want
going to do
they
it.
want the B behind their name, right?
Yeah, they done.
And they think, hey,
They
y'all, if
cooked.
I'm a billionaire, they show y'all that y'all could be billionaires.
Right.
But guess what? You know when you're pulling the wool over our head is
Tell
what
you,
are you doing with the $1 billion?
he won't even help his damn family. Jay-Z, he barely want to help his family out.
Like, who
Beyonce
cares
too.
that you got the money if you're not doing nothing with it? Everybody canceled the NFL. That nigga went in there, infiltrated. They made him the colloquial black nigga, the token black nigga, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, look, y'all, we gotta fix it from the inside out. Nigga said, all right, bet. You know what? Jay, you might be right. You be making the right moves. What the fuck did he fix from the inside out? He got
Nothing.
his wife performing in the playoffs or some shit. Like, I
Yep,
fuck
he
with the
got the
Beyonce
road. He got on
performance,
the
but
road again.
what
'Cause she
what
got that
what
money.
is different? I just know what is different from the NFL. What do you change in the NFL? What racism or what policy? Because we see by DIE programs and DEI programs and such that nationwide that whatever you was doing in that particular sector, it ain't doing nothing there or nowhere around there. Or so they fooled us. You just said no. I'm gonna get in here so I can get more hip hop guys in here. Oh,
I
fuck
just want
that,
him
nigga.
to
We don't
let
give a.
me put unnecessary attention on the NFL, because I feel like the NFL takes the most black men and have the majority of the teams are full of black men. So I kind of I sit on the double edge that I feel like they kind of just took a hit for him doing what he did. And that's all that is, because the NFL's been around for years, and they've been doing the same thing. People still was supporting it before the knee, after the knee, whatever. Like, that was never going to change. People love football too much. I just seen the way these people out here fighting and shit
I
over
just
this
think
shit
as
every
black
day.
people, I think a line we gotta draw in the sand is: are we American or are we trying to be something else?
Okay.
And then if we realize, hey guys, because we can't be both. Niggas can't say we came over in the fucking boats and they took our land in the same sentence. My G,
Hey, I
which one?
dispute all of that.
I just want to know which one
Show me a
is it?
slave boat.
Just which one is it?
Show me one boat.
I just be want to know what side niggas be on. And look, and I have no.
African Igbo speaking ancestor, because all my folks speak straight up. I ain't get started, but go ahead.
Can we start from turning this wild shit to cookouts, and then start just turning these cookouts into like book studies and like building programs and
Mhm,
mental health situations, and
mhm.
let's just start like then turn it to economics and agriculture and health, and like can we like work there, because
Yeah,
all of that these other fights and wars that they keep trying to get us to fight and pull us away to, these joints don't be the ones that affect us to stop getting into it with our neighbors and shit.
exactly.
Like nigga,
Exactly.
I don't give a no disrespect. I don't give a fuck what's going on across the water,
No,
bro.
me
Y'all
either.
gave them people all that paper. I can't. I ain't disrespecting y'all, but it's like nigga, I'm still trying to get the niggas that I went to school with to stop killing each other. Like,
Yeah. And I think that's where we miss it at. You know what I'm saying? Because then we find ourselves being involved with people, and like I said, there's no disrespect to nobody when I say this, but they don't identify with us just as much as we don't identify with them. And when they come here, they know who they are. They've never lost the language or culture or anything. They know exactly who they are, and they know exactly who we are, the progenitors of everything, created literally everything. Literally, the stoplight that you stop at. That's all people in on this soil. That got nothing to do with over there. It just don't. It's just don't. And I think that when we realize how significant we truly are, then I think that that will help us, I think, a little bit better, because there is a issue here when we're talking about an identity crisis, all of this stuff. We struggle with what happened during slavery, like this idea that this has been predicated upon us. We don't know the truth. We don't know the truth, really the truth behind it. Let's be real. We don't really know the truth behind it, and it's driven us in a lot of different directions in the way that we think, how we act, all of that. So when we get this idea that damn, my ancestors came over here off a boat, like off some Amistad root shit. You're going to think that these people that come into our country in the 18 and 1900s, I think we done had more African immigrants come into this country since 92 than the entire slave trade. But we always been here. They know exactly who we are. Because over there, they want to wear the band-aid under their eye like Nelly. They want to wear the caps to the back. They want to wear whatever, our style, whatever that is. They emulate that. We're the teachers. We're the ones. It's not the other way around. And I think that that's the problem. We've missed out on understanding how beautiful and just unique and special we are, and it's all born and bred right here. We didn't have to, no, it didn't have to come from an African culture. No, it's an American culture. It's your culture. It's a Black culture in America. It has nothing to do with any of that other stuff. Our struggle is completely different right here on this soil, and I think that we miss that. And because we don't know that this is our land and this is our home, it opens the door for a bunch of arguments and confusion around who we are, what really happened, who was the slave, who wasn't, whatever the case may be. And it just keeps us arguing about the things that doesn't matter, and we can't ever come back into the fold of what really does. And I find it so heartbreaking, that we all have these different perspectives of our history and who we are, and it is not helping us in terms of coming into the fold together and understanding who we are and understanding that we are all we got, because that's how every other group carry it. They carry it like it's the Ethiopians. They got strip malls and everything in Virginia.
Chinatown.
Come on, talk about it.
Go to Tacoma Park, Migoland.
Yep.
It's just a fact. It ain't no joke, bro.
You don't have no space for us. Ridiculous. Outside of them trying to push us all in public housing.
Look though, but if you go into their spaces, you see their stores. You go into our spaces, you see their stores. So that's when niggas really don't understand. We're really losing the economic battle. We rather stand in front of the store than own the store. And that comes when we keep perpetuating gang violence. Because the gang niggas ain't opening the stores. And if the gang niggas is, that's not what the perpetuation is. That's not what the history, that's not what the character of what it's built off. All of this, these hoods and gang shit, that shit built off toughness. Bravado. Who's tougher? Cowboys and Indians. We own territory. We the big dogs. Y'all bow to us. You know what I'm saying? Until it's a succession. Like back in the olden days where you see the kings get succession and the son was too weak, so he took over. The son was strong, so he took over another place. It's the same bravado shit. But like you said, we don't own those lands. So while we keep spending time on trying to protect that shit from each other, we killing each other over this shit instead of actually trying to own the shit.
Yep.
And then if we killing niggas for it, then that's different. I don't give a fuck who you kill for what you own. You know what I'm saying? If 86 niggas bought out an apartment complex or something, and now they own what they own, don't fucking go around there. Nick, what the fuck y'all going around there trying to steal cars for? Why y'all going around there trying to fuck with the little? Don't go around there.
Yeah.
Or your ass deserve to get your ass capped, nigga.
Yeah, because it's weird behavior. At that point, I mean, there is a history of the communities in DC. Like, for example, the Kenilworth neighborhood. That's a neighborhood that will never be able to be demolished because most of the tenants who live there own those homes that they live in Kenilworth.
I mean, I feel like that about Capers, man.
Man, they can't even, but we need more of that though. People.
But that's what I'm saying. I felt like that about Southwest.
Yeah.
So, but what a lot of people don't know. But a lot of people don't know how drastic Southwest used to be back in the day. But it was a lot of people that owned property in Southwest. Just like my aunt, she was on some. Yeah, she was on some. What I always tell people that don't understand it, just watch Romeo Must Die, because I think that was a very you remember with Jet Li and it was Jet Li and Aaliyah. That's basically what the whole movie was about. They was trying to get people to move out of that, all of these people to move out of that shit so they could bring in infrastructure.
Yep.
So I went through that with my aunt and them. They had a real big thing about them. They sold their property and all of them. And then just me being, I was real young, just hearing about certain shit. And me being old, just in the hindsight, being able to live and see it. It's like, oh shit, it's a fucking baseball stadium right here. It's fucking bars and like it is ridiculous the infrastructure over there now.
I know.
Soccer stadiums. They
The first
better
time I
sweep
saw
up the
it,
whole 106. 106 better be done.
the first time I saw it, my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah. So
My jaw was on the floor. I could not bear it. I said, "Whoa," because at that time I had never been down there, like not since all of that stuff had taken place. And I kept saying, "Okay," because I used to work at Phillips Flagship back in the day and all that, where used to, they used to be there, the Zanzibar and all that. Like it looked totally different. And I'm like, when I saw it for that first time, I just was so stunned, and I couldn't believe it, and it really did break my heart because I already knew what it was. I knew it was gentrification. They've been trying to do that shit since 08. I've always listened to my father, and he always just tell me different stories about how he grew up and how the community was so unified at one point. You could get your ass whipped by the neighbor.
Your neighbor. My mother told me too.
Like literally, like it was just that type of community where everyone looked out for each other. Like we had that at one point. I just don't know where that got lost in translation, with everything else. You know what I mean? I just think it's sad because we don't have unity. I mean, unity isn't community. We don't have it.
We don't.
And we'll rather watch our babies die than to say something to them, or to say, hey, like, you don't have to go down this road. You don't have to make these decisions. You can do something different with your life. But I think they get so tired of hearing that too. They feel like that shit cliche. And they feel like a lot of them feel like they don't have no other choice but to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? But it does take our generation, like the millennial generation, and even what's the other ones? Gen Z's,
Gen Z, what is it? Baby boomers.
Everyone that knows that this is not okay. It needs to be a collective effort to do better in terms of stopping these kinds of things from happening and caring more about our people in our community, and not being so okay with just, this 14-year-old dying and no one's blinking an eye.
That's a wrap for episode 4, man. We tackled major issues tonight, man. From Merlin's new tax proposal, ASAP Rocky's trial, and political corruption in DC, alleged. We broke down Trump's executive orders and the tragic aviation disaster. Make sure y'all follow us at the Sice Room. We love everybody for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Voila.